Morning, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm Ben. This is Tony.
What's up?
And yeah, we're a little late to the game.
Eh.
Sorry, guys. If you couldn't tell by the title, this is going to be about WrestleMania 30 and the following night on Raw. Easily worst WrestleMania ever.
Oh God, I didn't. There's so many opinions on it, and yeah, it's just as a as a viewer of wrestling, a lot. It just is. It's a down note to a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we might as well just go straight down the line.
Yeah, the pre-match was the tag team
The fatal,
champion
yeah,
titles.
the fatal four-way tag team championship between the Usos, the Real Americans, the Los Matadores, and
Ole!
the Ryback and Curtis Axel.
Yeah, right back, Axel.
Ryback, easily the most forgettable tag team out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
They're,
They don't even have a gimmick.
no, they're not even needed.
No.
Is the thing. Um, but as far as a pre-show match goes, it's sad to say that it's actually one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yeah.
Because the Usos try to put on a good show, and the Real Americans did the whole Real American thing, and Cesaro's always going to get a pop regardless.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was a good match. It's just it sucks for the Usos.
Yeah. And Los Matadores, when they came back to WWE in the following months, such a strong following,
Such
mainly because they were goofy.
it's such the gimmick that it's perfect for
Yeah.
it.
But, the past few weeks since they've been going up against Cesaro, they've been nothing but booed.
It's sad, because it's shitty to see one of the Cologne kids get such a crap on him. Primo deserves a lot more than that,
Yeah.
and Epico deserves a bit more than that, and it's just sad to say. It's sad to see these two guys who have a lot of talent just botch everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It was a very botch heavy match. And it came mostly from the Matadores, which is sad.
Yeah. Easily the highlight of that match for me, though, was "We the people, ooh, so," and then they just go at each other.
It's
I
just
found that part awesome.
well, I mean, you can see a lot of the stuff where they've blocked it to where like the Matador is supposed to jump over this way, and
Yeah.
it's one of those matches that was really tough to follow because of all the tag teams in there, and then you only have two guys in at the same time, and you have all these people jumbling around. I like one of my favorite independent wrestling corporation one of my favorite independent wrestling places is Chikara, and they do a great fatal four way kind of match like that, where somebody gets tossed out of that ring, somebody else can join in. And this is just really weird because you could be in the ring, I could be
Yeah.
outside the ring from a different team and tag you and get in.
Yeah.
And it's an elimination style match. It's not a bad idea, but it's still you still have this cluster of a lot of random stuff.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure if they've made a rule or not, but like, let's say if in this Fatal Four tag match, let's say Swagger was in the ring fighting one of the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
What if one of the Usos tagged in Cesaro right after that? Would Swagger have to fight?
I think like it'd be really weird. Are you saying like if like Uso like if Jimmy was in there and Jay was in the outside and Jay tagged Jack while they were in, like it would be Jimmy versus Jay?
Something like that.
That'd be- you know, it might have served them well to do something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
but they won't.
But no, but
They
it was
won't.
it was an okay match, and it's sad for the Usos because they do one thing in that match, and that thing is to stop Cesaro from doing his swing, and everybody just gets mad, boo, and it's these guys are total faces, and they're trying to get over, and they finally get the titles that they have been working so hard towards, and they've been built up, built up, built up, and nothing happens with it.
Yeah,
And finally they get the titles, and they fight at WrestleMania, which is supposed to be like the highlight of their career so far, and they get crapped on.
Yeah, they still won the match,
Oh yeah,
but nobody cared.
no, it's the pre-show,
Yeah,
so
and like I don't mind that the Real Americans broke up.
mm.
It's
which
just the way the way it happened made sense, and it didn't at the same time.
well with Cesaro getting pinned, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Cesaro getting pinned, and Jack comes in and he just like
yeah.
shoves him, puts him in an ankle lock.
What are you doing? Puts him in the ankle lock. He's like, no, no, hug him. Which I was really hoping everybody would be like, hug it out.
You can hear a few faint chants of that, but yeah, nobody really got that deep into it.
Like I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but I could
No,
dream.
yeah, well, it was an okay end to the Real Americans, which was always a weird gimmick to me, anyway, with Cesaro in it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it could have ended a heck of a lot better, or could have ended a heck of a lot sooner.
yeah,
Um, I don't think Cesaro needs Zeb Coulter. I don't think he needs Jack Swagger. I think he's got the perfect body type, wrestling
yeah,
style, and he's starting to get better at the mic. He just doesn't need anybody around, which is what we're going to talk about later. But
yeah.
so let's get actually into the actual show itself. Next match is what, Triple H
This is
versus Daniel
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan.
First match of the night. Let's talk about that.
Easily the best match of the night,
He's
hands
yeah,
down.
hands. I mean, and that's it's sad again. That's not like the best thing to say about this match,
Yeah.
or even this card. Um,
Oh, this
Daniel
card was so
Bryan
fun.
and Triple H, man. It's just God. There's something missing out of that match, and I think it was a certain Chicago superstar. But because they built that up the entire time, and then Punk leaves, and it's just Daniel Bryan there to pick up the pieces.
Well, yeah, because they weren't gonna give Punk the title
Well,
shot.
no,
They
but
weren't even gonna give Bryan the title shot.
no, no, because they were building up this whole parade thing with him, and that's I'm gonna go off into a tangent here real quick. That's the thing I hate most about a lot of people is that is freaking everybody hates on Punk for leaving because Punk left us, Punk left the fans. No, Punk didn't leave you guys. Punk left the corporation. I mean, let's be honest. Right now we have corporate Kane. We have the old age outlaws essentially.
Yeah,
We have Brock Lesnar and Batista and all these guys coming back. They're part timers that you really don't get to see that much. Really don't do that much, and nobody wants to see them. Nobody wants to get a pop. They'll get a pop here and there, but nobody wants to do anything with them.
yeah,
It's sad because these guys that are there, 365 days a year, less than that, but close to it, don't get the recognition they deserve, and they built up Punk for Royal Rumble, and it just collapsed on them because they decided to put Batista in the main event
yeah.
at WrestleMania to have like this stupid Evolution showdown or some stupid stuff like that.
Which didn't even happen.
No, like it was such a it was a bad time because a lot of the things that happened was like it was supposed to be like Batista like being the face against Randy Orton, this mega heel, and it just like the fans didn't want
No, because
it.
nobody gives a shit about either of them.
No, nobody cares anymore about Randy Orton or Batista, especially Batista nowadays.
Yeah,
Um,
like Randy Orton has been the main headliner like as much as John Cena for the past 2 years, or if not more.
yeah.
So nobody cares.
Well,
He's the only wrestler that you can call just about every single match he does.
well, because he has such a perfect way of doing things. He's got to do that Hangman DDT, and then he's got to get beat up for the most time, and then out of nowhere, RKO wins it.
No, he misses the first one. Always misses the first
I always
one.
forget that.
And then either the other person will try to do their special,
Mm-hmm.
or either way, Randy Orton lands the second one and wins.
And wins it out of nowhere because he gets his ass beat the entire time. But let's end that tangent and go on to the match.
Yeah.
Biggest highlight for me out of that match, the opening, Triple H showing up
Oh yeah.
in that garb. It's basically his same one from I believe 24 or 25. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But he shows up and it's gold and he's got these chicks hanging on him and
Silly as shit, but
oh,
awesome.
it's awesome. I love that stuff. I love that stuff from like the
He's
90s.
got these, for all of you who don't know and haven't seen it, he has like these shoulder pads, and he's got this skull
Skull
helmet, so he
helmet, the
looks like a medieval
crown.
warrior, and
Oh, it's so awesome.
he's got like this Game of Thrones throne, and he's got his concubines with him.
And he's got a giant hammer off to the left of him.
Yeah,
Oh, it was perfect. It was perfect.
yeah.
I
Which
loved it.
that was another thing about WrestleMania, and that's one thing a lot of people are saying is pretty much the best part of WrestleMania for most people were the entrances
Yes.
because they had live bands
Hmm.
for most of the people.
And I mean, they had like big productions for certain people, and um, I loved those when WrestleManias did that. I didn't like when Rock and Cena had Flo Rida and Machine Gun Kelly like open for them, but I loved like the promos. I'll to this day still say that the Shawn Michaels Undertaker, Shawn Michaels Undertaker entrances. I think for the first one where Shawn Michaels came down like an angel and
Yeah,
Undertaker
that
came
was a
up
good
like a
one.
demon. That was hands down my favorite. I don't even care, SummerSlam from the top, ziplining in Shawn Michaels. No, talking Shawn Michaels is an angel coming down, and
Yeah,
that
oh yeah,
this stuff was awesome. But um, let's seriously get to the to the match.
yeah,
Keep going off on a tangent, but obviously Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Big stipulation. Whoever wins that gets into the title hunt. Let's not beat around the bush. We already knew who was going to win that.
yeah. Like it for the outcome was pretty much what 70-30 chance.
Yeah, like
Like 70 chance Daniel Bryan, 30 Triple H.
it was a snowball's chance in hell to me that Triple H is going to win. If he did win, I seriously believe people would have just walked out. That would have been
Oh, they did later.
a
We'll get to that.
we'll get to that part. Like it would have been a barren wasteland if Triple H would have won.
Oh yeah,
Granted, that whole entire match perfect for both of them.
yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, the match starting out was a bit boring because it was super technical, pretty much nothing but
Yeah,
headlock throws.
and
But
I would expect that from Daniel,
yeah,
and but like Triple H playing into it too, it just doesn't work because he's obviously bigger, taller, stronger than Brian, and
oh yeah,
Brian's got to play the whole David versus Goliath thing against him instead of
yeah,
David versus David.
yeah. But I believe this was a multiple finisher match, if I
Yeah,
recall.
um, it was like Brian was bringing out the yes lock, no lock, labella lock, whatever, crippler
Yeah,
crossface. And Triple H was doing the same. I think Triple H hit the pedigree on him twice, or was it
yeah.
just once? I can't remember. But he
Once,
did,
but he almost got it a couple other
yeah.
times. I
And
I do think Daniel Bryan did give a nod to CM Punk with the kick, with the high kick in the head,
yeah,
because
well,
Daniel Bryan doesn't really do that very
no, he
often.
usually gets to do it on the ground, and then he kind of kicks them onto the side, and then hits for the head.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always funny because the the name that you can't really mention anymore, Chris Benoit, is like the person that I see Daniel Bryan as so much right now because of the headbutt, because of the crippler crossface. Just really technical guy, really small guy, but
Oh yeah.
biggest fight from this dog. I mean, it's he's he's got a lot of fight, he's got a lot of talent, he's got a lot of personality in him, and it's good to see kind of a guy like that again.
Yeah.
And like I said, like Chris Benoit and all that stuff, they won't. It's funny because you can tell that that's the crippler crossface, but you can't say that. You can't. Say, they put him in the crossface.
Forgot the beginning of the name, but okay.
Oh yeah, you also got like, oh, it's the yes lock, or it's the no lock, or the label lock, and
Yeah.
like just call it a crossface. I don't care at that
Yeah.
point, but it keeps getting changed. But no, I mean, it was a good match overall. Good weird starting match, but I guess you have to start it with that if you're gonna have this whole buildup of main event. This guy's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Triple H or Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
which of course Triple H loses and he goes off on his own tangent and
Just
beats the
beats the
crap
crap.
out of
Yeah,
Dean O'Brien. And
because you got to have the wounded hero come out and
yeah, they
you
try to
know.
make you think, oh, is he not gonna be able to wrestle?
they d-
You know he's gonna wrestle.
they did that so horribly because
Oh
like they only
yeah,
showed like one part where he's just
and
like
he's just like,
uh,
ah,
he's in the back.
my
He's in the back
arm.
getting checked out by the doctors. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah,
But you know, kudos to them for at least trying.
yeah. But next thing, well, I think we skipped a thing first. Stone Cold
Oh
Rock
well, you
and
know.
and Hulk Hogan coming out
and
and talking.
I'm sorry. I don't care about Hulk Hogan like everybody else does. I don't care about Rock because
Yeah,
he's been back for the past what 3 years for WrestleMania,
yeah,
and I only care about Stone Cold because I mean, come on, Stone Cold.
he's awesome.
He's awesome.
I would have liked to have actually done something other than beer.
Beer. It was funny because I had my nephew over to watch it with us, and he was like, "We wasted 20 minutes on Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold," and it's true. That's exactly what happened. You wasted 20 minutes on it.
Yeah, I mean they had to, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but you could have. You could have thrown in a squash match or something like that. Like
Yeah.
you could have had Rusev do something, and speaking of Rusev, I'm getting really pissed off about just all of his promos and not doing anything.
I I heard he was supposed to appear on Raw,
Yeah,
but they probably got that from Hulu.
which is the only way we watch it here because we don't have cable. So sad. But we cut the 3 hour long program of Raw to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at that.
But yeah, wasted 20 minutes. They just talked.
I was kind of
The
glad handing the battle royal.
yeah the WWE network kept like it had its little skip, so they did be talking about one thing and then boom, something else would be happening. It was like, what
which
happened?
which you know I'll give them this like with the whole WWE network thing. It skipped a bit and here and there, and the quality went down.
It still worked better than I
Yeah,
expected it to.
yes, a hell of a lot better than I expected it to. And you know, at the beginning when it was doing the pre-show and all that stuff, like you'd have moments where like the camera was cut, like the right hand of the camera was cut, or
Yeah,
like the quality was down, or like their words weren't matching their lips or something like that. So you just
yeah,
have to back out and start over again. But you
yeah.
know, for the most part of the actual pay-per-view, we didn't miss much. We didn't miss anything at all except for like
Except a
the
few moves here and there.
yeah, and we missed like maybe like 2 minutes of the main event,
If
if that.
that.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything bad. It wasn't
I
anything.
think we just missed like the entrance.
Well, you know,
Well,
yeah.
the entrances. Like we saw Randy Orton's and that was it. That's the only one
I
I can
think
really remember.
I remember seeing Daniel Bryan's. I know at a certain point we had to like fix it again because it was cutting in and out, and it
Yeah.
was like the quality was crap. So I was like, oh, back up, and then like a minute later of buffering, I was like,
Yeah.
we just missed the last match, son of a bitch. But
But moving back on.
we keep getting these little tangents.
What was the next match?
Next match, I don't think it wasn't the battle royal.
Was it the
I don't
Outlaws?
I don't think it was. I can't
Then it had
remember
to have been the
exactly.
Battle Royal.
Well, yeah, I think then it had to have been the Shield versus the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane because I know the Battle Royal it didn't it cut to like all 28 guys in the ring and
Yeah,
then Big Show and Sheamus walked in.
yeah.
So yeah, do we even have to talk about it? Like Shield versus. Can we talk more about just like why Shield should break up instead of.
I know, right? That's what I was. I was really expecting the Shield to get their asses kicked and then for them to fall apart, or like even if they didn't get their asses kicked, for them to lose and to break up.
See, the thing is that that match was so short that
Oh yeah,
in the
not even
span
5 minutes.
in the span of us talking about it, it's already done.
Yeah,
They came out and a lot of people were giving if you've seen any TNA
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
They'll give a lot of people are giving the Shield crap, and like there's like another independent thing that I saw somewhere. I can't remember where it
Uh,
is, but like they're all wearing like these masks, and the Shield comes out. They have these masks that are like half masks, and they have like skull faces on
yeah,
them.
they look
I
badass.
liked them, but like people were like comparing them to Aces and Eights and like something stupid. Even though like Aces and Eights had like the full faceplate or whatever it was.
I don't remember Aces and Eights ever really
Who
doing that.
who cares about Aces and Eights? I don't think even Aces and Eights cared about Aces and Eights.
No.
But it came to the point where like Shield comes out and you hear the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield. You come out and you have all that stuff,
Yeah.
and then Kane and
You want to
the,
talk about squash matches? Matches. This
that
was a
was
squash match.
that was because from what I hear, like the reason why it stopped so soon is because like the Outlaw got hurt or something, and it's still like those guys shouldn't be in the ring anyways. I'm done with them. Like they're not needed.
Yeah. Like they should be a behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
threat. Or
Mm-hmm.
like oh they come out and attack people with weapons like in the back or something, as opposed to actually wrestling.
And I think the only critique that we have to talk about with this one, other than like the
New Age
double
Outlaws
trip,
only got they only got like what one or two punches off,
yeah,
and
and it was just
then they got annihilated,
and by the double triple power bomb.
which is really fun to say. Double triple power
Double,
bomb.
I can't say it fast,
Yeah,
but yeah, they
painting a picture for you guys. Uh, Roman Reigns, Billy Gunn on one side, Road Dogg on the other,
and then
and
Dean
then
Ambrose and Seth Rollins on the other side slamming him down. It was
triple power
double
bomb.
triple power bomb, and it was pretty impressive because it's usually just one guy on Roman's shoulders, but
Yeah,
I mean it's not anything too special, but it's special for the Shield.
yeah,
It was just like let's build up the Shield even more, which they don't need build up. They already have enough of the fans. And the only critique, like I said, I was going to say, the only critique that we have to say is why isn't Kane just wearing ring gear at this point?
yeah. He just had a pair of slacks on and some elbow pads. Like he didn't even have any wrestling tights on.
I mean, they're not calling him Corporate Kane. Like the
No,
fans are calling him Corporate
yeah.
Kane,
Everyone else is calling him Corporate King.
or like he's just Director of Operations Kane, and it's like just you. Triple H is the COO, and he's coming out there in his ring gear. Why don't you just come out in your ring gear, Kane,
Yeah,
and,
you're the corporate monster.
and just do something with it? I don't know, but yeah, like just Shield shows up, does all their signature stuff. Like I think it starts off with Dean in there, and he gets pushed and he does that you know off the second rope, swing back in and
Yeah,
clothesline the guy, and then you got like Seth and Dean diving, and then you got Roman's punch and the triple power bomb and the spear, and it's just that was it. Like it was all like a highlight reel for the Shield.
oh yeah,
Um, so like it just upsets me that they had like this set the entire time for months, and then just be like meh.
yeah. It's like the Shield broke. Like for months, they had this hostility in the Shield that
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna break up and stuff, and then all of a sudden, no, we're best friends just because Dean Ambrose slapped Seth and whatnot. And also, what happened to their rivalry with the Wyatts?
It just crushed, just like Brian's beef with the Wyatts.
Yeah,
It was just these guys have a lot of talent and they have a lot of singles talent. I know Seth Rollins is really good by himself. Roman's got that giant push, and Dean, for God knows why, is still the United States champion because they
yeah,
won't let him defend it ever.
yeah,
So, if you have him defend it, we could see more of just singles action between them. And I was like, this dissension in the ranks was always like a plot point for me to have Dean actually defend the United States title. at WrestleMania.
Yeah, like what instead of like this tag match, what it should have been is a triple threat match between the members of the Shield.
Mm. It would have been it would have been a lot better. It would have been a good show off for each of these guys because
Oh yeah,
for the most part, it's just been them in triple tag teams and just regular tag team matches.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, Roman's kind of a push where he's now the one that has the most.
I don't like him.
And I don't like him either.
He's boring.
He's also, I mean, but he also holds the Royal Rumble elimination record. He just beat Kane by one, which
Technically.
technically, I don't. He just is another like big muscly guy who uses a spear.
Yeah, fuck the spear. That is the dumbest finisher
I
in
mean,
my opinion.
at least Seth Rollins and Dean are trying some other stuff.
Oh yeah, like I like Seth Rollins' finisher. I'm gonna take my foot and stomp your head into the ground, quite literally.
Yeah, he does. I like and you know this. I like Dean out of all of them. Dean's just this
Oh yeah,
crazy
he's a
wild.
goofy motherfucker.
He's a crazy wild card. I expect Charlie Day's face to be on him going wild card.
Yeah, I just got the brakes. Wild card, bitches! And then he jumps out of the back.
He just has like all these weird ticks in the ring, and it's just always funny to me. But like I've looked at a couple of his old matches when he wasn't Dean Ambrose, when he was John Moxley, and I just loved the promos he cut between him and Sami Callihan, which I can't wait for fucking Solomon Crow show up in NXT. Anyways, like these guys, when Seth Rollins was Taylor Black and ROH, they had a lot of these guys had a lot of great singles talent, and they're just not getting used that way. Yes, they'll have the occasional uh, Seth Rollins versus John Cena or Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton or some stupid or Daniel Bryan, some
Yeah,
stupid bullshit like that. These guys need to get out of a faction and start working as singles.
yeah, which don't know why. Well, I know why WWE's not doing it because my problem with WWE is we're trying to tell a story and we're gonna tell that story regardless of what you people think. You can't do that in that business.
Well, you have these fans that these fans are going to like. As a kid, I always watched this, and like you're gonna have those moments where you're not gonna win.
Yeah,
But for the longest time, we even went to go see Night of Champions, and it wasn't Night of Champions; it was Night of Heels. All of them won. Like there was nothing spectacular about
yeah.
it. I think did Daniel win that night, and then like the next
Fast count.
yeah, and then the next night they took it away from him. Like that was like the only big hurrah, and that was the last hurrah, and that was just horrible.
Yeah,
But they build up this whole thing and it just falls flat. Like you build up this wounded warrior, you know, uh, beat the drum behind this drum major, and it just falls.
yeah,
It just there's nothing to do with it. So you keep at a certain point you keep chanting for this person, chanting, and nothing's gonna happen for it. That's how the fans feel right now. I feel anyways.
yeah. It feels like WWE is shitting on their
Mm-hmm.
fans, which even more so, which we will get into in a bit later.
So you just want to go from this to the third man battle royal,
Yeah, the 30-man battle royal.
which is just like any other battle royal. You really can't see everything that's going on at
You see
once.
limbs.
You see heads, arms, legs flailing.
Yeah, for like the first, what, 15 minutes or so, you're like,
Who's
oh,
that?
hey, it's that guy. What's he doing there?
What's Tyson Kidd doing there? I haven't seen him in a while.
Who the hell is that guy?
Oh, Justin Gabriel. What?
Yeah.
Yoshitatsu. What are you doing
Yeah, he
there?
hasn't been around in how long?
He's probably been around on other things like Main Event and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
but
we
nobody
haven't watched
watches
it.
that shit.
I'm sure there's people out there that watch
Like,
it.
no offense, but nobody
Nobody
watches
watches
that.
it. Hey, Bob
Uh, but uh,
it, it, you know,
this was a night of crappy build up for
mhm,
winners.
mhm.
Like the winners weren't promoted
Mm-hmm.
enough.
It wasn't a lot of celebration or fanfare.
No, like the winner of the battle royal was Cesaro,
Cesaro.
which I don't think was the right time for him.
No, I don't think I. We discussed this and we were upset
Yeah.
when Dolph Ziggler got eliminated.
Oh yeah, like I want him to win because, or I wanted him to win, I should say, because he's one of my favorites because he just always puts on a hell of a
Yeah,
show.
he sells, and fuck anybody who says that he doesn't because he does. He does a good show.
Yeah, but I kind of knew he wasn't going to win.
I had high hopes.
But having Alberto Del Rio fucking kick him in the head and he falls off and loses, it's like, are you serious? Stop it with Alberto Del
I
Rio.
don't even know. Like, it sucks to be a couple people, and it just so happens that they're Mexican. It sucks to be Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
Rey for the Royal Rumble debacle, and Alberto Del Rio
Oh,
for just being Del Rio. I mean,
yeah.
he was
Fuck him.
he was a squash for Batista leading up to the Royal Rumble, and he's just like that little fly that's around your ear. You're trying to get him to go away. It's
Yeah.
not happening.
And let's see who else was in it. Kofi was in it and he did his thing,
Where he
which
doesn't get eliminated.
which was amazing. He got thrown over the corner
Hmm.
onto the steps, but like he landed on the steps just like enough so he could keep his feet on without
Touching
them
the
touching
floor.
the ground. And
Yeah.
he's like, look, my feet are still on.
Which could have been horribly wrong.
Oh yeah, he
He
could
could
have
have,
he could have died
yeah, he could have hit his,
easily.
he could have, lost his boys by going over that thing. He could have turned wrong. He could have
Yeah,
landed too. He could have cut it too short and landed on those steps and hurt himself severely.
which even if you don't WWE, even if you don't give him a championship match, at least give him a battle royal or a Royal Rumble win.
He deserves something big. I'm sick of seeing him in the Royal Rumble and not, and
He's literally one of the only reasons a lot of people watch it.
it's because he's gonna have this moment where he's not gonna go out, where he's gonna cling to something or jump onto somebody
Yeah,
or
they also gave him like a real big push in this battle royal. He gave how many people the Drum from Paradise in a
yeah,
row?
kept kicking dudes in the face. I was marking out for that. That was awesome. But they're not gonna give him anything.
No.
I don't know why. Because I remember a couple years back he had this big push against Randy Orton, and it just fell flat like
Yeah.
a week or two later. And I was like, okay, he just painted your car, Randy, and he's just gonna let it go. He
Yeah.
put you through a table with the boom boom leg drop, and that's it.
Yeah.
It just kind of went,
Yeah.
which seems to be WWE's calling card as of late. But I guess it was, like you said, Cesaro that won the match, but it was kind of like a nod to, it was more of a nod to Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, the way he kind of eliminated him.
Yeah, which I kind of like I kind of feel Big Show should have won
Hmm.
because he's been shit on for so long.
But you gotta keep going with the losing streak on at WrestleMania.
Yeah, which I don't understand that. Like, don't get me wrong, it was an awesome WrestleMania moment, Cesaro slamming him, but
Hmm.
I would have liked to have seen an actual just regular slam instead of, over the top ropes, because, Cesaro just got back into singles literally
Just like,
an hour
yeah, an hour
beforehand.
previous, maybe like 45 minutes previous to that.
So he had no real singles build up,
Mhm. And
which that
it
just
just
made no
happens.
sense
It
to me.
works. It works, man. It works.
No, it doesn't.
But he wins. He gets the trophy. It's 100 pounds, and he just like lifts it up over his head.
Yeah,
Enjoys his time. I like Cesaro. I've seen a lot of his stuff from Chikara and CZW and all over the place, and I love his very European uppercut. I love
oh yeah.
the crowd loves it obviously, and now he's the king of swing.
Yeah, that doesn't
Weird,
make sense.
weird. Well, because he does
That's a
that
weird
big
gimmick.
swing, but you know, leave it up to the guy who he's working for now. Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
Which I'm wondering if that's gonna be a new WrestleMania match, the Andre the Giant Battle
I
Royal
hope,
Memorial.
but I hope they do it a little bit differently. I don't know. I guess you can't really do it the same format as the Royal Rumble because
No.
then, like, what's special about the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, like, if Cesaro is literally the only Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial,
Winner.
uh, no, he doesn't deserve that at all.
He doesn't deserve the title. Because like they always had these like matches, like these very special matches that they would just put on for WrestleMania. And it used to be the Money in the Bank ladder match, which was like I believe that was like a perfect place for that because you had like an entire year where this person could cash in wherever they wanted.
Or even that night.
Yeah. So like that raised the stakes for a lot of people that like launched a few careers, and that was like what like didn't Chris Jericho come up with that match? Like he won it, and Edge won it, I believe, like twice, or Edge won it once, and Mr. Anderson, or at the time Mr. Kennedy won, and he stole that one from him. CM
Yeah,
Punk was the first one to win two in a row. It's just kind of you have all these big names that kind of get a start, and you always remember that that's where a lot of them started.
yeah,
Like you wouldn't have the nickname for Edge the Ultimate Opportunist unless he won the match.
yeah,
So, but then now what I think they're doing is they're doing that battle royal so that they can have something special just for WrestleMania. And if they don't continue to do that, it's dumb. Like I wanted them to do King of the Ring again.
yeah. King of the Ring was always a good one.
But then they like fell flat because they got like the dudes that didn't deserve to be in the King of the Ring tournament. I think one year William Regal won
Oh yeah,
when he wasn't like this was like 2004, 2005 when they stopped doing that stuff.
yeah,
I know Sheamus won one year, so it had to
yeah,
have been a little earlier.
yeah.
Well,
Sheamus seems like he deserves, or at least, well, now he would deserve it.
at that point, yeah, they deserved it. But yeah, I mean, they if they would have brought the King of the Ring tournament back for that, I mean, it would have filled up a lot more space for a 4 hour show.
Yeah. Uh, now to the next match.
What Bray Wyatt versus John Cena?
Yep.
Yeah, they dropped the ball with this one.
Yeah.
They
Like
dropped.
for the entire match, Bray was goading John Cena to let loose, let out his inner
Monster,
monster or
yeah.
whatever. And John Cena was getting super pissed off in the match,
Mm.
more so than he probably should have. I'm pretty sure I asked while the match was going on, like, why is he so fucking pissed?
He did. Actually, I
Because,
remember
like,
that.
last pay per view, uh, fucking Orton punched. He didn't just punch, he beat the
He beat
shit
the shit
out
out of his
of
dad.
John Cena's dad.
Yeah,
Again.
again.
Sent him to the hospital,
You know,
and he didn't get that mad.
can we talk about like his dad, like seeing his dad being like, I'm gonna go this time. It's been what a year or so since
And
Randy
he's
Orton's
having
beat.
a feud with Randy Orton, so I'll be
I'll
fine.
be fine. I'll sit front row. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cena has more of a stake with Randy Orton for that. He doesn't have much of a stake with Bray. I
But
mean,
yeah, Bray called out his legacy. That's clearly more important than his dad.
no, not the Make a Wish kids. Which okay, that was mean, but that's like the only reason I can respect the guy. I don't like anything that Cena does as far as wrestling goes.
No.
As far as being a great person, I'm pretty sure he's a great person outside of that. I'm pretty sure because he's one of the highest. Well, he does a lot of those Make a Wish stuff. Like he's the person that does the most Make a Wish stuff. Like he's got a Guinness Book of World Record for that. But
Yeah, but I don't know.
it just that match, like the opening was kind of weird because I think you were out elsewhere,
Yeah, I was out of the room for whatever reason.
and it was just like you have this voodoo lady, and she was dancing really weird, and there was candles all over the place, and she's doing this whole voodoo dance thing, and then she grabs these machetes and starts twirling them around, and it was pretty cool. And then you got you know this the band who does I believe it's the band that does the Wyatt's theme, and they're out there and they're all wearing these weird masks and they're just playing, and it's just really freaking cool.
Yeah, I
Like
just caught the end of that.
it was badass. Like I loved that one, and like the all the live performances reminded me of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels
Hmm.
with Mike Tyson as the enforcer, because you had
Yeah,
the DX opening where it was the guys doing DX and he was just singing there and he was throwing the suck at it. It was hilarious.
yeah,
But I mean, again, that's like the highlight of the match is that entrance.
yeah. Like the entire match, Bray Wyatt is like, "Come on, John, hit me," and he doesn't. He doesn't go off on Bray. Well, except for once he did. He just got on top of him and just started going punching the
Wailing away
shit
at
out
him.
of it. But he didn't go off on Bray. No, he went off on Rowan and Harper.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it okay.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like Bray brings a chair into the ring, gets down on his knees. Come on, hit me. John's like, get up, hit me, John.
like I remember that. I remember that part too, because he like grabs the chair and like he thinks about it. You hear the ref like, "Don't do this, John.
Oh yeah,
Don't do this.
it's not you.
This is not you."
This is your legacy.
Like, freaking just hit him. Whatever. Get it over with.
Yeah, you've beaten people with chairs before.
You pulled a ton of chairs on top of Wade Barrett during a chairs match, tables, ladders, and chairs once.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Like, just hit him. Who cares?
yeah. But instead of hitting Bray, he goes over and hits. I can't remember. It was either Rowan or Harper.
Ugh. You build this up to like have John Cena like fall or anything like that. Like if you're gonna do that in any place, you do that at WrestleMania. You
Yeah,
don't wait like the months past
yeah,
this. Like you're gonna have Cena start like, oh, like there's the whole tale like, oh, he's getting the seeds of doubt at WrestleMania and it's a whole new year for him and
yeah,
all this crap happens. Like no, forget that. Like do something else.
yeah,
The only reason why Bray's doing that is because of the whole debacle with CM Punk, at least in my view. CM Punk and Dan Bryan having to take over for that, taking up the whole like authority, which is always funny to me when again people mention Punk or anything like that. Like
yeah,
the week before, Punk's fighting off against like Kane and the Shield, and then uh, what was it? Well, not Elimination Chamber. It was going into Elimination Chamber. I can't remember the pay
yeah,
per view before that. Like Daniel Bryan's fighting against Bray Wyatt and this, and then like the next day it's like I want to be in the Elimination Chamber, and people are like, why? Like, where's Punk? Why isn't he asking to be? Oh, it's after Royal Rumble. Why isn't he asking to be in it? Because he got screwed over and he should be in the main event and all this stuff. And he's gone.
yeah,
And it's hilarious to me that people forget where they were at before, right after Royal Rumble. And they took so big of a dumb leap to
yeah.
do this Bray Wyatt
Oh
versus
yeah.
John Cena match.
Which actually I don't think the highlight of the match was the entrance. The highlight of the match was John Cena's about to do the five knuckle shuffle that just Bray Wyatt gets
Just
up on his hands
pops
and
out.
John Cena's
Freaking
just like,
creepy as shit.
just
Oh
like
my god. That was the Yeah, that was okay. That beats the entrance.
that made me laugh.
It tops a lot of stuff that happens in WrestleMania. But like, damn, you build this up to be Bray Wyatt's like calling card. Like he breaks John Cena at WrestleMania. He freaks like John Cena's scared of Bray Wyatt. I don't know what he's gonna do. Oh my god! And then like he wins.
Yeah. Like they should have done a thing where like either Bray Wyatt wins and then they just like they should do the Wyatt should do to Cena what they did to Daniel Bryan. Like, beat him, carry him off like they did the same thing to Kane, like beat him, carry him off, and just he, he's gone.
He's gone.
You don't know what happens to him
Like
until he
three
comes
weeks go
back.
by. Yeah, 3 weeks go by and nothing. You don't hear anything from Cena. But like, no, they give the leader of the C Nation, fruity cocoa puffs and blah blah blah. Like, the perma face. The guy who will never go heel ever again because he generates so much money. The win.
Yeah,
And when we get to the next match, I'll talk about why that's bullshit. Um, yeah, it was kind of a lackluster match. I mean, there was a lot of hits from Bray, which I enjoy. I always enjoy his crossbody.
yeah,
It's like that running, and he's such a big guy, really
yeah.
fast and so freaking flexible.
Oh yeah,
It's weird, but obviously Cena's gonna hit his 5 moves of death. I mean, you can tell right off the get go what he's gonna do because he does the shoulder block, and then the back body drop.
yeah,
You know, it's the same thing with Randy Orton.
yeah,
It's like I can tell when the match is going to get to a close because I know that. I think it's always our joke with Biggie Langston. The match isn't over until the
the
straps
straps
come
come
down.
down. Yeah, once the straps are down, you know the match is about to end.
Yep. But Cena wins because he hits a second AA on him, and it's just over like
Yeah,
that. I think he like rolls out and runs out of there, and Rowan and Harper kind of come in and collect Bray, and then we go on to a video package for the next match, and it's so shitty that these guys who are so well liked, these heels are so well liked by the fans that they don't get anything out of it. Like
yeah,
it would have been a lot better if Cena lost. It would have been for the exact reason why it would have been a lot better that this next person would have won. We're going to get to the elephant in the room.
mm, yeah.
We're going to get to Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar.
I want to start off by saying Undertaker had a really awesome jacket. Like his coat was
best
badass.
best I've seen from him, and
Yeah,
that's including like the minister one that he had.
yeah,
That's including the one with Shawn Michaels going down and going up. Like it was very very outlaw and very like old west style and just perfect.
yeah.
But God damn it,
This match was shit.
this was
It was not a good match.
Taker is 48, 49. I get it, but God damn, if he can put on a show better than Brock Lesnar, who is like 10 to 12 years younger than him,
Yeah,
like if he can put on a better show than Brock, like
yeah. Like
there's
Undertaker's old. It's like someone else said. Undertaker's old and Brock Lesnar's sloppy. They should not have been fighting
mm-mm,
at all.
mm,
And there's speculation that Undertaker handpicked Brock Lesnar,
for this, and it's
and
it's
yeah,
if
uh,
he picked him at the worst time.
even even Undertaker had to have known that this was not the time,
Mm-hmm.
and especially uh, to him, at least in wrestling. No, he had to have known it
It's
wasn't right.
It's if like you said, if Taker handpicked him, he should have made sure Brock was up on a lot of stuff, that
Yeah,
he was up on a lot of stuff. But the two of them put on kind of a lackluster match. I mean, yeah, they threw, Taker threw everything at him. He threw Hell's Gates. He threw the Tombstone. I believe he threw the he obviously did old school because that's what he does. Choke
no,
slam.
he didn't do old school. He
Oh no
tried
no
to
no
do
no
old
yeah
school.
sorry. And then he got caught into some weird bullshit. I can't remember what it was. Was it another F5?
Yeah, it was the last F5.
Which, my goodness,
Brock wins.
Brock wins. It's like okay, for all of you fans that have watched that have grown up with the Undertaker, Like I grew up with the Undertaker. I don't remember because I was an infant when he started,
Yeah.
but like when his streak started was like you know when I was 2.
21 years.
20, well, yeah, 22. If you,
Well, now it'd be
yeah,
22.
21 years of victories against everybody, and I'm 24 years old, going on 25 pretty soon. But like
Yeah.
my entire life, like this man was unbeatable at WrestleMania, and growing up, this guy's getting older and older, and he should be losing soon. No, 10, 12, 15, up to 18. And I was like, okay, this is the
Yeah.
one. He's going up against my favorite guy, Shawn Michaels. He's gonna lose.
Yeah. One of, if not the biggest icon of
Mm-hmm.
WWE.
And
'Cause,
they go out with that.
yeah, he was there before Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was there before Triple H. He was there before The Rock.
I mean, he was back with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and Yokozuna, all those like really, you know, early '90s guys.
Yeah. And you give the win to a guy who shows up a couple months ago demanding the championship, doesn't do virtually anything except, like, ambushes people basically
Does an entire match where he beats somebody with a chair.
for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Gets fined like $1,000 or so, and doesn't show up for another month or so.
And then comes back and is like, I want the title. I'll give you something better. I'll do the streak.
Yeah, and wins. He hasn't done anything to prove
It's
himself.
it's horrible. And let's get to the point where I was gonna make from this last video. I think Bray should have ended it. I think you give Bray the win at WrestleMania against John Cena.
Yeah,
Goes on next year. This great spiritual leader, this guy who's supposed to be the heel, has like all these followers and stuff at this point because of the fans loving him. Then you put him up against something that the fans always love, and it's Undertaker and the Streak.
yeah,
Put him up against that because it's this phenom, this undead man, this guy who doesn't go down, this guy who always wins at WrestleMania. And he goes up against this new up and coming guy who
this
has
new creature, this
yeah
new monster
yeah
that no one knows anything about.
everybody's afraid of for some reason.
Yeah,
This guy who has a silver tongue, going up against the phenom, and he wins.
yeah.
And you create this new monster. You continue this new monster, but no, you got to give it to the beast.
Which there's also another rumor going around that uh, like Brock Lesnar wasn't supposed to pin him,
Huh?
and I don't know if that's true or not. There are signs that point to that, especially what with Undertaker collapsing, but right when he got behind the curtain and being rushed to the hospital.
There's the ref kind of like signaling like he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't think the bell ever rang.
It never rang.
Like
Never rang.
he counts three, and then he's just like two.
Yeah, you see his hands, and he's holding up like this. He's got like the two. No, there it is. The two like that, like straight out, and he's just like separated. And he's just like, like how are you gonna fix that at this point? You can't, because your hand
Yeah,
came down for the three. Like again, you could say that if it wasn't supposed to be Brock to win, the ref would have had the heads up and put the 1, 2, and then get really close and then stop. Like I'm not doing this.
yeah.
You know.
If you really want Brock to end the streak, easy way. WWE better pay me for this. Uh, you you could have the Montreal screw job happen again, basically, and be like, "No, Brock, you didn't win. Due to an injury, Undertaker could not continue, or something
The
like
match is a
that.
draw.
The match is forfeit."
Yeah.
And then Brock can throw his tantrum, build himself up over the year, so we could actually be like, "Okay, yeah, he could win,"
Yeah. Because,
and get less sloppy.
yeah,
But
throughout the entire thing with Brock and Undertaker. Everybody's like, oh no, Brock's not gonna win. Brock's not gonna win. You know, and then there's only one person saying that Brock's gonna win, and that's freaking JBL, which you know,
Yeah.
he's
And
supposed to be that.
anyone online that says, "Oh yeah, I could see Brock winning," they either didn't mean that or they don't really watch wrestling.
It came to a point where like only maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks beforehand, people were like, maybe he could win, but I'm still betting more towards Undertaker continuing the streak
Yeah.
because the greatest analogy I ever heard of it was from another reviewer, Spoonie, where it's like uh, Spoonie of the Spoonie Experiment, where he's like, you have like this glass vase and it's really priceless and it's very expensive. It's a family heirloom or whatever, some shit, and you hold on to it and you drop it on the floor and it just shatters.
Yeah. For a good 5 to 10 minutes, silence.
Silence.
No cheers, no boos.
The only person to like cheer at all was Paul Heyman because he was trying to sell it at that point.
Yeah, which he had to.
No, yeah, but like
He probably shit his pants.
you can cut to anybody there, and you'll see shock or like no, this didn't happen. Like, how could this happen? I think
They had one guy literally go,
I saw like the black guy one where he just
yeah,
like it was shocking because that was the end of childhood for a lot of guys,
yeah. So
a lot
many
of girls.
children, both inner and actual, were crying when that happened.
Yeah,
And I can
yeah.
guarantee you, a good portion of the stadium probably left
Hmm.
like immediately after that.
Oh, because nobody wanted that. No, if WWE wanted that, then you did it wrong. You did it. You gave it to the wrong guy. You did it wrong.
Yeah, like if if WWE was actually like if that was supposed to happen, then
You know.
then you do not care about your fans
Well,
and you're literally spitting in their face. You're focused too much on a crappy story that virtually no one cares about. The
mm,
fans show it every night,
with
and you're
their
just like,
victims.
screw you guys, I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. I want to write this story.
Hey,
It's,
hey, hey! Leave him alone. He's doing the best he can with what he's got. No, like, yeah, it's crap. It's crap. There's no excuse for it. And if it was a change in script, it's horrible of Brock to do that. Or, if it was a change in script just because Taker was injured, Taker could have came up with some bullshit way off the fly. That guy, he's experienced enough to do something like that. Brock's been
yeah,
out of the game for too long. I'm more certain than not he would have come up with anything to do. But like it's a slap in the face. It's not a for you to end it at 30 the way that it ended
yeah,
is not a testament to a legacy. It's not a testament to the strength of Brock Lesnar. It is a slap in the face and shitting on a childhood for a lot of people.
yeah. Which one thing I want to say about Brock Lesnar, he eat, sleep, and conquer. He's the conqueror. He's conquered all the best. He like they kept trying to say like he beat everyone who couldn't beat the Undertaker. Well, Shawn Michaels was retired,
So you can't do that anymore.
and so he broke Shawn Michaels' arm after he retired.
Yeah.
He did not beat CM Punk.
Well, he did at SummerSlam, but that was like with Heyman around, and it wasn't a good match in my opinion. Just that's coming clearly from a CM Punk fanboy,
Well,
but
CM Punk still beat him, and Brock Lesnar also had Curtis Axel with him too.
yeah,
So
it
either way,
it just yeah it no it,
like Brock Lesnar is good at beating up old people. That's
yeah
all this shows.
Brock Lesnar. beat Triple H. Well, Triple H beat Brock Lesnar. Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar beat this guy and that guy and this guy, and so it proves that he can beat up guys that lost to Undertaker.
yeah,
They still, you know, he still beat them. Like I don't know what you're trying to, say.
yeah.
I am, I hate that eat, sleep, break the streak bullcrap.
You broke one streak, so that shirt is invalid no matter what way you put
after
it.
after the whole Undertaker match. Um, yeah, no, it's we're gonna get off of this now. I think we're just gonna do our final thoughts of it. Um,
It, it was a garbage match,
it
and
was a garbage pail kid match. It
it
was
was
horrible.
such a shame.
It was shitty the way it went out. It was shitty to have a send off like that. But there's always gonna be those people that are like, well, Taker wanted it this way, so we have to go with his wishes, or there's nothing we can do now because Brock did this, or WWE wanted that, and it's like, well, still, like you should know better, and it feels like you WWE are disconnected from a lot of your fans.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do, but you probably won't.
And the only big thing out of all of this is that Daniel Bryan is this person that the fans want. Daniel Bryan is out there. Bryan is getting this push, and that's the only thing that the fans get.
Yeah,
That's it.
and they barely got it. I don't think they would have gotten it if there wasn't such a negative response to the past few months.
No. If it wasn't building up since SummerSlam.
Which, going into the next match,
God, I felt so bad.
oh, I know.
Like, how do you follow Taker versus Brock? Let's do a Divas match.
Yeah, a match already no one cares about. Like, no offense to the Divas.
Which, there's a lot of them that put on a good show, but still. Like, if you've ever been to a live event, Divas match comes up, okay, I'm going to go get snacks, or I'm going to go take a piss break, or, if you're watching at home and you don't watch a lot of wrestling, what you do is you see, hey, there's scantily clad women with big boobs jumping around and, you know, this and that. And it's like, oh, that's hot. Let's stay here and watch this.
And then after a few seconds, you're like, why am I watching this?
It's so bad. But to kind of counteract that, there's a lot of good divas in the division. Like I like
Yeah,
Natalia, which I'm surprised she keeps getting shit on. Like she
yeah.
deserves a good title run.
Like
Naomi deserves, I guess, a title run.
the Bella twins.
One of them at least.
Like, which is another problem WWE has. Like, they have things going, but then they just stop for whatever reason. Like, Brie Bella, but as far as I remember, was the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but she never had her match.
Well, there was also like Naomi, who was number one contender, and she lost because of Tamina or some bullshit like that.
Yeah,
It's they always, and God bless AJ Lee. I like her, but come on, come on, it's a divas thing. Come on,
yeah,
Christ Almighty! It was like a lot of the same thing with like Dean Ambrose. They never really had her defend. And this whole gimmick that she's doing is like she's still shitting on like the total divas, and
yeah,
it's like okay, we get it. You don't like them, whatever. Just do cool bullshit with like wrestling.
yeah. Just have people look at your butt more.
She doesn't got a great butt. She does. He ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
But again, it's another one of those. There's a shit ton of stuff happening, and I can't call it type of matches because it was the Vicky Guerrero Divas
invitational.
Invitational. Yeah,
Well, AJ won. She
AJ won.
retained.
She retains, but like, I mean, there's a good couple moments that happened there. Like, I thought Natalia was actually gonna pull off a triple sharpshooter.
Oh, I
That
know.
would have been funny. I would have laughed because that would have been like the stupidest thing that they could have done.
It would have been stupid, but
I
you'd
would
have
have loved
enjoyed
it. I
it.
would have loved it. They didn't do that, and they had like all the Bellas and all the Bellas like fought each other around the end because they all like cleared the ring.
Yeah,
Which I would have liked to see that end that way.
yeah,
Like Brie Bella pins Nikki or Nikki pins Brie, and it's like this descent between the Bellas. Like I always like inner turmoil with a lot of stuff
yeah. Although I don't think there would have been any real turmoil. I think they would have been like, good match, yeah.
because it's it's
Because like
sisters.
even before they fought, they were like, well, whatever. Like they remind me of a more serious Hardy Boys,
Yeah.
but
Except
divas.
except bigger. Well, one has bigger boobs.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that about Fat Hardy right now. But I'm sorry, Matt. I like you. You're a good guy. But like, even though you did beat up your wife, that's fact. That is fact. That's canon. That happened. Um, it did. But God damn, how are you gonna follow Taker losing his streak? You put a Divas match in there. Like,
Yeah. Which I think the Divas match should have been the pre-show.
I think the Divas match should have been the first match, and then you have Dan Bryan versus Triple H.
Yeah.
Or
But,
you know what? Yeah, it could have been the pre-show, then the tag team, then Daniel Bryan versus Triple H.
yeah.
But hey, we're not the ones that make up the cards. We're just fans.
Yeah. Now you've got the main event. Orton versus
Boo.
Batista.
Bautista.
You call him Batista, I call him
Boy, I
Batista.
called him Bautista. I always say Bautista.
And then Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan comes out, he's all injured. I think
Yeah,
Randy Orton's the only one who
he
came out to a live
yeah,
band.
he had his band there doing his song, which like I was excited for like one moment, and you'll understand. Like you, like I want you
Yeah,
to, like they had like this band start, and I thought they were gonna do his original theme, which is hey, like it starts. A couple chords just like start like it, and I was like, they're doing it! Oh my god! And then it was
nope.
no, it was voices. I was like, oh. Go back to the other one. I like that one.
As for this match as a whole, it was pretty average.
It could have been a
Like you could have watched it on Raw
you could have
and
watched it on Raw.
not felt any different.
No, you could have watched it on one of their lower pay-per-views
Oh yeah,
like Payback or going back Capital Punishment or
yeah,
stuff like that. Like you could have watched it on that because it just felt because it was supposed to be no disqualification and you
which
know triple threat rules and whoever gets the first fall wins and
yeah. Which when they say no disqualification, I expect weapons. I
I
expect
expect
turning into a hardcore
I
match.
expect everything to come out. I don't expect like staying in the ring. I expect going
Yeah,
outside of the ring and grabbing garbage cans and chairs and
yeah.
bells.
Which pretty much the highlight of the match was the Batista RKO bomb thing.
Yeah, where he brings him down after that.
Yeah,
He
onto
doesn't
the
count.
Spanish announcers table. Batista gets Daniel Bryan up and starts to slam him down onto the table, but as he's doing that, Orton
Jumps off those
gets the
steps.
RKO, lands on a TV monitor, gashing his back
Yeah,
open.
dude.
So that had to have sucked.
As far as I'm concerned, Randy Orton is a very um, he puts himself out there for a lot of stuff, and he doesn't give two shits about his body. It seems like for a lot of the stuff, but like, dude, you gotta change up some stuff. I'm sick of I'm sick of seeing vintage Orton Hangman DDT.
Yeah, which I don't see how it's vintage if he never stopped.
if
It's current, not vintage.
well, vintage would be his dad coming out with a cast and beating somebody in the head. But
Yeah,
like, I'm sick of the same stuff because like we said with Cena, you can tell when the match is gonna be done. Or you can tell like the telltale signs of when Randy Orton's gonna do something because he brings somebody to one side of the ring and throws them through there. Like it doesn't feel natural. Like he has to put them outside the ring and hang them and put them out there. He
yeah.
doesn't. knock somebody off the apron, they start climbing up, and he knees them and pulls them into
Yeah.
that. It's just some bullshit that he starts doing that.
Which, towards the end of this match, people thought it was almost the final nail in the coffin because something happened to Daniel Bryan, like he got thrown out of the ring or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. But then Randy Orton hits Batista with the RKO.
And then like Brian was on the outside, and out of nowhere here comes Triple H and
Yeah.
Stephanie to try to screw things up.
Oh yeah, that happened a bit earlier.
And like Triple
Which,
H, well, like I think I'm kind of getting ahead of myself.
well,
No, no, I'm not because I think he took care of that, and then
they had,
uh,
yeah, they had the ref, what's his name, something Armstrong,
yeah, fucking Road Dog's brother.
comes in, the guy who did the fast count for Bryan and at Night of Champions and caused controversy. Daniel Bryan just kicked him in the
Got rid of him.
head.
But no, like you
And then he,
thought for a split second, I thought Batista was gonna win because Bryan's got Orton down. I think he needed him in the face, and then
yeah,
Batista like kind of like shoves him out of the ring, and then he gets the cover. I thought for like a split second he was gonna win,
yeah.
but
But
Orton kicks out.
but then there was the thing at the end where Orton threw again. Bryan gets thrown out of the ring, and uh, Orton hits the RKO on Batista. And this is around the time when the match is supposed to end. Like it was like what 10:55 or something
Getting
like
close,
that.
getting
So
close to.
you're kind
Yeah.
of like, oh no, I could see this happening.
I could
Like
see
I
him
could
retaining.
see, yeah, I could see Orton retaining. But Daniel Bryan just comes out of nowhere and breaks up the count.
Stops Batista, I think. Like he attacks Batista to get him out.
No,
Oh no,
he got up.
he made Batista tap. Sorry.
Yeah, he got Orton out
Yeah, I think he kneed
under
Orton
him,
in the face, rolled him out, got Batista down for the yes lock, and made him tap.
which I just loved. Or like the cameraman was fantastic for that bit because as Batista is tapping, Orton's like kneeling right outside the ring, like all wide
Yeah.
eyed, like reaching out.
Why? But Daniel Bryan with the win finally gets the titles. And can we like unify the titles soon? Because I'm sick of seeing those two belts.
Yeah, such a bittersweet win. Like, yeah, you
Bittersweet
started playing that song
symphony. It was
because no matter
so
what, it's still overshadowed by the streak ending
WrestleMania
to
30.
Brock.
WrestleMania 30. Taker loses his streak. Bryan wins the title, and it's always going to be preceding like Taker loses.
And that's the main thing people are gonna talk about.
Yeah,
Like,
nobody's gonna care about Daniel Bryan finally getting his just due. Nobody's gonna care about Antonio Cesaro winning the Battle Royal. Nobody's gonna care about anything other than Taker losing
losing.
the streak.
Which, going into Raw the next night, uh, you just have Paul Heyman. Like, we we have to watch Raw a day late,
Mm-hmm.
so
I kind of knew what was gonna happen a bit with like people were talking about Heyman shooting this
yeah,
epic
he did this.
promo.
He does this fantastic promo. And it was just all it was him coming out. I told you so.
Glad handing basically
Literally, it was.
Brock.
I hate that.
It was just like he did what he was gonna do. He said he was gonna do this and he did it. And I am the guy who managed him and all this crap.
Yeah,
It's just it's horse. It's not needed. It's not anywhere like the past couple months. The only thing that I've liked from Paul Heyman was when he shot a promo in Chicago and he did it CM Punk style and he was like, it's unfair, and like he does like this turn where instead of talking about how it's unfair for Punk and all this stuff, he talks about Brock, and like
yeah.
there that caught my attention. Like that was a good one, but all it is just Paul Heyman going, I told you, I told you he's gonna break the streak, and he did. And
Yeah.
he's the best thing ever because he's a Paul Heyman guy, and I am Paul Heyman, and I am the greatest, and I am the greatest strategist.
Yeah. Which he's done millions of better promos. His promos in the movie Rollerball were better.
And you know that Brock can't talk or have good mic skills because all he does is just stand there like,
And scream like a girl.
yeah. And you have to have Heyman there because he's the mouthpiece, and he has to be the one that talks for Brock because there's nothing that Brock can say that's going to not get him booed.
Yeah.
Even if he grabbed a mic, he wouldn't have been able to talk. The crowd would have been deafening.
Oh yeah.
It was just dumb. It was dumb promo. I don't understand why people were like, it's like him handing the torch to Brock Lesnar. No, it's not.
No.
It's not. Like,
No, if that were the case, you would have seen Undertaker, hold up Brock Lesnar's hand, but that didn't happen.
mhm,
And Undertaker couldn't be there because, like you said, he suffered a severe concussion.
mhm. And people were talking like that concussion happened kind of like early to mid match. So that's why it kind of was a little lackluster. But
Even still,
even still, um, just that promo wasn't good. The night,
no,
but like the night started off with, at least for our night of viewing it, started off with the promo that Daniel had before his match happened, where it like showed where he came from and like the NXT grounds and him working his way up and like the growth of his beard. Because that was the only thing that really changed. No, the growth of his beard and then getting screwed over at SummerSlam and then trying to find a way back there and stop being a B plus player. And yeah, like it just was that. And then Brian shows up and he's got the titles and he's raising above his head. Triple H is talking. Triple H comes out after a few you know, minutes of Brian being like, "You guys are the best," and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and all this stuff. And then Triple H comes out to shit on his party.
you're gonna defend your title tonight in a rematch against me. Okay.
All right, sure. I think a lot of fans were thinking he was just gonna dump it
Yeah.
back because that's what happens. That's what we've been accustomed to.
Yeah. Which one of the main headlines of this Raw, you could say, is the reuniting, I should say, of Evolution,
Evolution, yeah. Because Batista and Orton had a tag team match for the titles against the Usos.
which made no sense.
It
I
was
mean,
dumb.
yeah, they go off complaining to Triple H like, we're Randy Orton's like, I'm technically the number one contender
Because
since
I
I
lost.
just lost.
Yeah.
And then Batista's like, screw you guys.
I
I want a
came.
match.
She's like, I came back for a singles match, not this triple threat bullshit.
And he's like, you know what? You guys have a tag match. You guys can win that title.
Because Triple H needs to have the world heavyweight and the WWE title.
Yeah. Which, which for that tag match, it was technically a draw because everyone got counted out. Because it was just Orton and Batista beating the crap out of the Usos
No,
outside the ring past a 10 count.
no reason at all. It was just dumb. It was just a filler match. It was just a way to get Batista and Orton on the same page, I guess.
I guess.
But let's talk about another dumb match of the night. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts versus, for some reason, John Cena, Sheamus, and Big E Langston.
Yeah, that match made no sense, and they didn't bring up anything about WrestleMania either.
Mm-mm.
It
And
was it was just a regular 3-on-3 match.
I think the dumb thing was is that they put John Cena with Sheamus and Big E Langston. These guys are, you know, kind of fan favorites.
Yeah,
So I think WWE was like, well, we'll counteract. We'll put, these guys with John Cena. They'll get some like chance and they'll get some. No,
No,
it was just
everybody wanted the Wyatts.
everybody wanted to watch. It was hilarious to me. These guys who are supposed to be this scary creature, these heels are getting fans to cheer for them.
Yeah,
Like every night that they're out, like everybody's excited to see them.
yeah,
Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to see the Wyatts. I like to see the Wyatts,
they
but
are interesting.
they are. But like God bless Sheamus and Biggie Langston. You could tell it got to Biggie though when he was out there because he would stare off and you would think he was getting ready to do something big. He was just staring off like, what the hell do I do now? Like nobody wants me to win this match.
Yeah,
Nobody.
yeah.
And Sheamus couldn't get a pop to save his life.
No, Sheamus is easily one of the most fun wrestlers there
Mm-hmm.
are because he's just like, I don't give a shit about anything. I just want to fight. You got something against me? I don't care. Let's fight anyway.
Yeah, just do it. Like hug it, check it, football.
Yeah,
He and the shitty thing is that the Wyatts win in this match of just like it was a slugfest, honestly,
pretty
compared
much.
compared to last night's match, which was just like sorry, the night previous match, which was just like technical for a bit and then creepy for a bit and then dumb.
Yeah,
You have this slugfest between these six giant guys, and I'd like to see that more often with people instead of like trying to elongate a match where you have technical holds and headlocks and all that stuff. I understand why they do headlocks for a lot of stuff,
yeah,
but like you got these giant dudes who will toss people across the ring. Like let them slug it out.
yeah,
More discus clotheslines, more more power slams, more spine busters, all this stuff. Like these sidewalk slams, whatever.
yeah,
Like these guys are giants. Let them fight like it.
yeah. But Big E gets pinned. John Cena like crawls up the ramp looking terrified.
Yeah, for some reason.
It made no sense. The match was dumb.
Yeah. Um, the only other really big thing that I could think of that happened that night, other than like the reuniting of Evolution, was AJ Lee and Paige.
Oh yeah, that made no sense. AJ Lee is she just walks out talking like I beat everyone, I'm the best, da di da di da, which she gave a nod to CM Punk.
Well,
I am the best diva in
in
the
the world.
world.
Like you can't like anybody out there who is on the internet saying stuff like, "Oh, stop comparing the two," you know. When she starts saying stuff like that, when she starts having merchandise like that, when she starts acting like that and having basically the same gimmick he had when he was with Paul Heyman
Yeah,
and having that long with title run,
yeah,
I think you can see the similarities. I think you can understand why people are saying that. And she's also, I guess, engaged to Punk, so
supposedly.
supposedly. But yeah, she comes out, she says all this stuff like, "Hey, I'm the best diva, and I did all this, and not even what 12, 13 other divas could stop me.
X number of
Yeah,
divas.
X numbers of divas could stop me." And this new girl who, if you've never watched NXT in your life, you would not know who she was. You would not know why she's a big deal.
Yeah,
Comes out and it's Paige. And if you know anything, like I said about Paige, she's from NXT and she's the women's division champion in
yeah,
NXT. And it's just like, all right, Paige is out here, and you think, okay, well, Paige is gonna say stuff and get the ball rolling against AJ Lee. She's gonna actually, shoot a promo and do all this stuff and go into, I guess, Money in the Bank's the next one. Money in the Bank and fight her and win. No, AJ's like, "Pfft, what? You come out here to congratulate me? Like, go back with all the other peons and just wait your turn.
Yeah.
Like, Paige just comes out there and says like, oh, congratulations, great job, you're a great champion and all that stuff. And AJ takes offense to it for some reason.
And for whatever reason, AJ's like, you know what? We're gonna have a match, and just for fun, just so I can like prove a point, it's gonna be a title match.
Which is such bullshit. Such bullshit. You build up, like we were saying from the Invitational, you build up Naomi to do all this stuff, you build up Bella to do all this stuff.
Yeah,
Shit, you even build up Tamina.
you build up all these other divas, and then you have this girl from out of nowhere come in and get a shot at the title like that.
And fucking no sell, basically, the Black Widow,
Yeah,
and then do a botch of her finisher, Paige Turner,
yeah,
and like it just looked bad, but she still got the win. She got the win, and now she's the new Divas champion.
yeah. If I was a diva, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Why did I just bust my ass for like a year?
To do any of that stuff. And not to say that Paige doesn't deserve to be in the WWE. She does. She deserves to be in there. She's really good. She's really good from NXT, but there's a lot of people that also deserve to be from NXT in WWE, such as Sami Zayn. Fucking, I want him. No, but you're gonna bring fucking Bo Dallas up.
Yeah.
Ah, I don't believe it.
Boo. Boo.
Bo. I just I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get why you would bring her up to win. Because you brought Emma up. You brought Emma up before her.
Yeah, but well, Emma was just like she's just gonna annoy Summer Rae, which she really didn't do it all that much.
Well, because if you watch NXT, the two of them have a little spat in that for dumb reasons. But yeah,
Yeah.
like you bring Emma up and she doesn't do anything. That's fine. Like she's having a thing with Summer Rae, who's the new total diva. Great for that.
Yeah.
It was just, it,
Yeah.
I like I said, I wanted AJ to maybe lose the title at the Invitational, but like
Yeah, I was not expecting her to win that.
the Invitational, no,
Yeah.
no. I was expecting her to beat Paige.
Oh
I
yeah.
was expecting her to hold on until the next pay per view, but now I guess next pay per view she's going to have a title match against Paige, unless they
Probably.
pull that whole shit where she fights her at SmackDown, or she'll fight her next Monday.
Something.
I'm getting
Vicky
really tired.
Guerrero will be like, excuse me!
You're not doing it.
You're not allowed to fight her! Well, I don't want to bust the fucking microphone.
Good point. Like, they, there's a reason why we said that the Divas division isn't all that exciting because not a lot of exciting stuff happens in it.
No.
And, you can curse us, you can say all this bad stuff about us, saying bad things about AJ Lee and all that stuff, but I haven't found her interesting in months.
No.
Months.
Aside from the fact that she's dating CM Punk, that's the only interesting thing.
Aside from the fact she got a nice booty. Got a little
Yeah.
booty. But, aside from her long title reign, her long, long, long title reign, and her just continuously doing that stupid stuff with Tamina, which I don't see why a strong person like Tamina should follow AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't. It wasn't interesting to me. As far as it goes with a lot of storylines, it usually would fall flat, and that's why one of the Divas matches haven't been as exciting. Or even though like usually Divas matches aren't exciting, there's still like little bits of excitement. I didn't find any of it exciting with AJ Lee for the past couple months.
Oh, don't.
Hi, Bob Dole. You want to be on camera? Look, okay. Come on.
But yes,
Get off of AJ at this point.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, it's the other big thing to happen. Uh, Again with Cesaro,
oh God,
he's no longer a Zeb Coulter guy. He is a Paul
Paul
Heyman
Heyman.
guy.
Paul Heyman guy. Instead of being his own man and being like, I won the 30-man battle royal all by myself, and I didn't need Zeb Coulter in my corner.
Yeah, Cesaro was basically turning face at this point.
Mhm.
But now that he's joined Heyman, there's no possibility, especially after what Brock Lesnar did, there is no possibility of Cesaro
He's
being a face anymore.
he's still good with the fans,
For now.
but you have Cesaro do that thing by himself, and it just kind of it feels like it's just lackluster at this point because he's a Paul Heyman guy now. Instead of, being, all by himself and not needing the real Americans anymore, not needing Zeb Coulter anymore, he needs Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and it was something that just came out of left field too.
Yeah.
Like you never saw him interact with Paul Heyman ever. So it's like
There was no seeds of doubt.
so it's like, okay, he's just all of a sudden he's a Paul Heyman guy?
Yeah,
Why?
because reasons.
Like he doesn't need Paul Heyman.
He doesn't.
And
He doesn't need anybody. He just needs himself.
I honestly think he's gonna suffer for it.
I don't think there's anything Paul Heyman can do for him.
No, like I think Paul being a Paul Heyman guy will actually do bad for him.
Well,
That's good English.
it's good English. Um, Being a Paul Heyman guy used to mean stuff. It
Yeah,
used to mean a lot of things. Um, it used to mean that you were a rebel. It used to mean that you would go against the grain with a lot of the social norms of wrestling. It means you would be extreme. It means you would do whatever it takes and all this stuff. It means you were a good guy. It means you were a hard worker,
yeah,
which Cesaro is, but it's he doesn't need it.
yeah. He, no,
His performances stand alone.
yeah,
I don't get it. It's just shitty and dumb.
very.
But the last big thing of the night, out of everything else, because again, I don't think Raw was that spectacular the night after,
No,
which is kind of a shit show because a good usually it's a good Raw right after WrestleMania. But
yeah,
I guess with the WrestleMania they just had, it doesn't really matter.
no.
Like, can we just take a break for a second and say like nobody sold WrestleMania to any of us. It was already being sold to the network, so that's why people got it.
Yeah,
Nobody sold nobody sold WrestleMania matches. The only person that did anything like that was there's like two that I can think of, which was Daniel Bryan and Paul Heyman, and that was it.
yeah,
You just didn't have any of the build up. You didn't have any of the fanfare. You didn't have any of the, will this happen? Won't this happen? It was just WrestleMania's coming up. Best time of the year, I guess.
yeah. You were just like, I don't care about any of these matches. I just hope Daniel Bryan wins.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't care how the match went. You just hoped that he won.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's a long time coming at this point. It's
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 months in the making.
yeah,
It better happen, and it did. But let's get back to Raw.
yeah.
The last big thing of the night was Triple H against Daniel Bryan for Daniel Bryan's new World WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Psst. Plural, because it's still two
It's
belts.
still two belts, and I don't know why it's still two belts.
Because they're lazy.
Maybe because it's cost too much.
Doubt it.
I very much doubt that.
It'd be
Um,
cheaper.
it would be. I'm all sleepy. But
Yeah, it's almost 2 in the morning
Shut
while we're
up.
making this
Shut up. You're ruining the atmosphere.
atmosphere. We have shadows behind us. Great lighting. We're
Hey, we
poor.
don't we don't know anything about backlighting. Shit, shut up.
Well, I know shit. We're just poor.
Ah, okay. Uh, but um, yeah, Daniel Bryan versus Triple H again.
They didn't even have a match.
No.
Uh, Orton and Batista come out, beat the crap out of Daniel Bryan. And before we gloss over this next little bit, or glance over, whatever the proper terminology is,
It's prideful.
uh, there was some things said earlier that implied Triple H uh, wanted the Shield beat up like a week prior, or 2 weeks prior, something like that.
Oh, that Triple H took a hit out on the Shield,
Yeah,
essentially with all the other tag teams.
yeah. So anyway, back to the match. Uh, exactly. Batista and Orton come out, beat the crap out of Daniel Bryan, and then Triple H, pretty much doing his Vince McMahon impression, because that's who he is at this point.
Kind of puts him into the pedigree.
Like he gets ready to beat Daniel Bryan and get the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden,
Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
the Shield comes up, and everyone's like, what? What's going on? Like even Kane's out there by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, what's going on? And then the Shield gets up. They get on into
Don't
the
do it.
ring.
You got Triple H
Op,
in the ring. Don't do it.
yeah,
Don't do
opposite
it.
of them. Back down.
Yeah.
Back down. Get out of this ring
Don't,
and
don't do
go.
it. Don't. We don't need a war. We don't need a war.
And then Kane and them start stepping up, and it's like, no, don't get back.
I got
Back
this.
up.
Back up. Such stupid shit.
And then a fight breaks out between the Shield and uh, Evolution.
Mm-hmm. Evolution. Yeah, evolution at this point.
Yeah.
Minus Ric Flair.
Well, they have Kane
Substitute.
now.
Yeah, substitute. Gotta have the old guy in there.
So
No, sorry, Triple H, but
yeah.
gotta have the other old guy in there.
So then, yeah, Triple H and the rest of Evolution are knocked out of the ring. Triple H is like, "You want a war? You got a war now. This is a war."
Yeah, it was
And he
like
keeps saying war.
it was dumb. Like, because not too long ago, Daniel Bryan was fighting the Shield.
Yeah,
Not too long ago, the Shield hated Bryan. Not too long ago, the Shield worked for the Authority.
yeah. It like it was a thing you could have seen coming that it was very subtly built, but not in a good way.
It in a way that it again felt like WWE rushed.
Yeah,
Um, it felt like they kind of just shoved the Shield on things.
yeah.
It,
But I mean, you have at the end of that, you have the Shield like standing on the ropes, like yelling at Triple H, and then Daniel Bryan gets up on one corner and does his yes, yes, yes.
Because you gotta do that. You gotta at least do that 10 times a night.
Yeah, but like
It's fun to do, but
just
it's
to
exhausting.
just to like look at that and not have the Shield just turn to Daniel Bryan and start beating the shit out of him was like, okay, something's not right here.
Well, you got these guys for the longest time that would just do the shit that they wanted to do. Then they had like, oh, they were working for the authority a bit. Okay. And then, oh, now they're not working for the authority. They're just working for themselves. Oh, there was dissension in the ranks, but they're cool now. Oh, they hate the authority now for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh, they're helping Daniel Bryan. After Daniel Bryan and CM Punk had a big feud with all these guys.
yeah,
Makes sense.
because like it went from Daniel Bryan and CM Punk versus The Shield to Daniel Bryan and CM Punk versus the Wyatts to Daniel Bryan versus Triple H and basically everyone Triple H is affiliated with, literally. And then still Daniel Bryan versus Triple H and the Shield helping Daniel Bryan. Even even though the Shield has still the longest, like the Shield put off their, uh, they put aside their grievances against the
Each other and the
Wyatts.
Wyatts.
Yeah, each other
Two.
and the Wyatts, just to beat up Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that doesn't matter anymore because they are on the same footing. They both hate the authority. Authority's bringing them down. Gotta fight the power. Fight for justice or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Which there's another thing like the Wyatts, stop the machine or whatever, like that slogan they had for the longest time, but they did nothing to go against Triple H.
which was like so weird of this group that's supposed to be so anti-establishment,
Yeah,
and they didn't do anything against the authority.
they're just doing their own thing.
I guess, and they're also, but with them, I guess you can blame a lot of where the authority is at because of the Wyatts. Because if the Wyatts didn't take Kane away, he wouldn't have been corporate.
Perhaps.
Because he comes back and he's like, I've had a lot of time to think. And he pulls off his mask and he's like, you're a monster now. What?
Yeah, that made no sense. But whatever. It was just something they could use.
It's just gotten to the point where a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense and it's getting rushed. And if they want to change anything, they need to stop pussyfooting around a lot of stuff and actually come up with a good story. If they want long-term stories, they need to continue with the story, not drop it like a hot tamale.
Yeah, and WWE, you need closure with matches. Well, not just matches. You need closure with storylines. They haven't had closure in it seems like years now.
Well, because you never want closure. You always want to have that feud. I mean, come on. That's why not Daniel Bryan. That's why Randy Orton and John Cena fought for like a year and a half over the title.
But you can have wounds reopened, so to
Yeah,
speak.
like you can end it. You can end it like for now,
But
but
there needs to be an end, not just they were fighting and now they're fighting different people because shush.
like Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. I fought in a cage match and I lost.
Yeah,
Well, I'm done with him now. Let's go on to Elimination Chamber.
yeah,
All right. There's it just they build up and then they just hold out there. That's it. Like,
yeah,
this is it right here. Hype. That's it.
yeah.
But as you can tell, we're not too happy with the WWE. But me being a fanboy, I'm still gonna watch.
I'm not going out of my way to watch it anymore, especially after the Undertaker
Mm.
debacle.
Yeah. It it got to a point where during that match, well, like you had said, if Taker loses, I'm not watching anymore. Then it happened, and you're like, I'm not watching wrestling anymore. I'm not
Yeah,
going on my way. If you turn it on during, when we're both home, that's fine. But I'm not gonna go out of my way.
yeah.
It's sad.
They they don't care
No, they
about
don't.
people.
Well, they're losing so many fans over this stuff because of all the things we just kind of mentioned. Like there's no closure. It just seems like they're just kicking us again and
Yeah,
again while we're down, and then you have the one thing people look forward to every year, which now they're not going to have anymore. They're going to
yeah,
have to come up with something else because God damn it, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal isn't gonna cut it.
yeah.
You killed the streak. It's gone. It's
Like
dead.
like there's two people the WWE needs to realize that they have to stop being headliners. Nobody cares about Randy Orton or John Cena.
They don't.
Nobody gives a fuck about those two.
Mm-mm. Nobody cares about John Cena. You can tell it from the fucking crowd.
Yeah, he's the
It's
biggest face there is, and yet he gets the most boos out of anybody.
But he gets the unlimited title cheap. He has to have the title. He has to have a title match every once in a while.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter if he hasn't, won any matches in a long time. Doesn't matter if he has that title. He's gonna get another title shot for that title. Again, God bless John Cena for doing all this charity work and whatnot for Make a Wish. But damn it, dude, like learn to wrestle a bit better, or go back to basic thugonomics. I don't care. Go back to basic thugonomics, John Cena, and I'll like you again. Go back to being a heel. For Christ's sakes,
how did
it's
you
about
think
time.
that theme song was good?
I loved it. What are you talking about?
Because it's so stupid.
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. I'm thinking about getting word life on my knuckles. What do you think?
And you will get laughed at for the rest of your life.
I hope to.
Even by John Cena.
No, you know what? I think people would respect me more than John Cena at this point.
Which, I don't. John Cena's catchphrase, I don't think he understands the meaning. Hustle, loyalty, and respect, is it?
Yeah,
When has he hustled anybody?
I think it's just like him being, like
Like,
he's showing hustle, like doing great. I'm running fast, agility.
even then, he doesn't hustle.
he's he's a ton of bricks.
If you, technical wrestlers don't hustle.
Yeah,
They're very slow and methodical.
because for some reason this giant guy used to be known as the prototype of like the perfect man. Is a technical wrestler.
Yeah. I'm easily one of the biggest muscle-wise guys.
I'm a guy who's lifted up.
Headlock.
I'm one of these guys
Whatever that lock is.
just a standard collar wrist lock, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I'm this guy who's lifted up the Big Show and Edge on my shoulders. I'm gonna do technical stuff.
Yeah.
I do all these feats of strength. I'm technical. No, like fucking power bomb somebody, spine buster a dude or two. Just quit doing the fucking 5 moves of death, please. Stop doing the leg drop thing. Stop doing the five knuckle shuffle. Stop doing the shoulder blocks. Stop doing the back body drop. And stop doing the STF and the AA. Like, get some other shit, please. And stop trying to be technical, because you're not.
Yeah.
You're horrible. Get a better set of moves. I know most of your fans are kids, so you gotta keep it simple for them, but you don't have to treat us other ones like simpletons. You can actually do other things.
Yeah.
Which I get a lot of wrestlers have like signatures and keep, their moves like they're supposed to, but there's a way to put on a show, there's a way to interest people. When you do the same goddamn thing day in and day out, when you get your ass kicked for a little bit, and you come back and you win it by using your 5 moves of death, it's boring as shit.
Yeah. By the way, like, going off of John Cena and going to Randy Orton, be more of a douchey wrestler. Again, like, you can be really entertaining. Like, I don't give a shit like about most of your matches because you're just so boring. You know you're gonna do the slam, but like when you get someone in the Hangman's DDT and then you did the thing pose, I was like, aha, he's a fucking asshole, but I love that.
Well, like, shit, I miss him pinpointing uh, the wrists and the ankles. Where he would stomp people around.
Yeah, like
I miss him just
do the RKO and then do the splits in the air again. Fun.
be arrogant, be fun arrogant. That was cool. You had a lot more.
That's
You
entertaining.
had a lot more entertaining factor when you did that
Not
shit.
I'm gonna slam you and then I'm gonna
Well,
close to the ground.
he's the Viper. He's gotta strike when the iron's hot. Someone's not suspecting him. They pissed him off enough. It's dumb. Please do something else. You gotta change things up and interest your fans because you're starting to lose a lot of them now. And now you have one person that people can cling to, that's Daniel Bryan.
And the other person, as far as we know, is on sabbatical.
Well, that's the funny thing with him. Like, dude's not in the ring. He's one of the more talked about people.
Yeah.
He's enjoying his time in Chicago. I would too. Shoot. But yeah, you gotta do something with WWE. You're starting to lose people. For a guy who got back into it a couple years ago and got somebody else into it and started enjoying it again and bought your fucking products and bought your fucking DVDs and bought your fucking network. You're doing a lot of us a disservice.
Oh yeah.
But I'm done. I'm done ranting.
Yeah. Oh, guess we're gonna call it a night then.
Yeah.
See you
Thanks for listening,
guys.
bitch.